Well, I'm full. I can't really eat no more of it. I still got quite a bit left. I'm full. It don't take much to get full. I want to try to get some more dentures. I'm tired of not having teeth. And my jaw joints are they're getting messed up because they move too much up this way when they're not supposed to, and it's messing the joints up. Oh, they're just getting messed up. It bothers me a lot on this side. So I need to make a phone call and see what I can do about, see if my health insurance will pay for me to pay for denture. I might have to go to Humana. Humana charges more. They've gone up on their costs, health costs. They've gone way up. $40-something a month they've gone up on it. And you see, I get less than $300 a month for my disability. So that's why I switched over to this United Health Care. I don't know if I'm going to like this health insurance or not. I haven't used it yet. But there's a spokeslady that I have her phone number. I need to just make myself call her tomorrow and talk to her. I hate making phone calls. I hate it so bad. I don't even like calling family and friends. I hate talking on the phone so bad. But especially if I have to call somebody like that, trying to take care of some kind of business like that, it makes me nervous. It really, for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why it should, but it does. I guess because I'm a weirdo, and I'm getting weirder and weirder in my old age. Sometimes that's good. Sometimes it might not be. And I'll tell you this. I am very, very, very extremely lonely. A lot. Very, very lonely. Okay, I got a lot of my sewing notions over here. See, this is a bread box. It's a vintage bread box. I'm trying to move my chair. It's a vintage bread box, and it might be the same one that my mom owned. And I'll tell you the little story about that. See, my mom was living in Alpine, Texas for a while, and she had this bread box, and I don't know where she got it from, but I think she had it for many, many years. I really don't know where she got it from or exactly when, but she had it for a long time. Well, she was under the care of my daughter, one of my daughters, and my daughter, she wanted to have a power of attorney and take care of my mom. And, it was fine by the rest of us, because my mom was slowly dying from emphysema. miss my mom. I miss her. But anyway, my daughter decided, well, they're going to move from Alpine. They're going to move back to Austin. So, daughter, I wasn't there when they moved. I was here in Fort Stockton working my butt off, supporting myself. No, wait a minute. No, I wasn't working at that time. I was married. It wasn't long after I got married. But I lived with my husband here in Fort Stockton. But she decided they was going to move back to Austin, where they'd been living. And so she gathered up most of Mom's stuff and donated it to a thrift store. It was just around the corner from where Mom was living. And I went there one day to visit before they moved off, and I went to that thrift store looking around because I always go to that thrift store anytime I'm in Alpine. And this was in there. Now, I don't know if this was Mom's that Allison donated or what, but it just might be the one that my mom had owned. I hope it is. I hope it is. I miss my mom. Okay. See, it's got these designs around on it. This farm scenes, country. And I really like this box. It's so nice, and I've got a bunch of all kind of miscellaneous sewing stuff in here. I really like that box. That is a vintage bread box. Or you could call it a pastry box. You could put pastries in there if you wanted to. Yeah, you can see my sewing patterns up here. See, I got sewing patterns in there. And I have a few more in there in the junk room. I need to get them all together in one place over here. And I've just got trims and whatnot, trimmings. And I have two more sewing boxes down here. I have two of them exactly like this. This is vintage. I don't remember where I got my first one. But I got this other one. Might have been from a garage sale, who knows. Yeah, that's my sewing box. And it has 3 levels. It has the bottom level, then it has a level here, and then it has the tray at the top. I like them. I do like them. I like neato sewing boxes. Because my grandmothers had sewing boxes, and my aunts had sewing boxes. So as soon as I started learning how to sew, I got a sewing box. I think one was given to me by somebody in the family. I don't remember exactly. It was so long ago. I was 12 years old. Somebody gave me some kind of a sewing box. I like having things like that around me because they're, reminders of family and home life with family. I miss my family a lot. A lot of them have passed away, and then the other ones who live far away. And Well, so that's that. I'm out of words. I'm out of words. But I want to keep making a video because I'm lonesome. A man shouldn't never take his wife for granted and let her get too lonesome for too long. If she's asking for more attention, then you need to give it to her. Or she'll eventually find her a friend. Loneliness is hell. Well, yeah, I've been waiting till it's almost before the sun, well, when the sun's just gone down below the horizon to go walking. That way it's not right in my eyes. But it got a little bit darker than I wanted it to be before I got home, so I have to be careful about that. Leave the house a little bit earlier than that. You know, Fort Stockton's first schoolhouse that was built here is right over there. Catty corner from the courthouse is right over there. It's a long, narrow building. It looks like a long, narrow house. It's a wide house, but it's narrow, like that. It's a schoolhouse. And the chimney sticking up from the top, you can tell the chimney was made from native rock in this area, and whatever adobe or whatever, it looked like they used adobe for the plaster in between the rocks. It was, you could tell. It had a primitive look. That's what it is, primitive. Stuff like that's interesting to me. I love seeing that old stuff. And I think about there was real people, real live people that went into those buildings and used those buildings and those houses and stuff. Real live people. And some of their descendants are still living here in town. Of course, a lot of them might have moved off, because I'm thinking like people in the 1800s. That was several generations ago. Did I tell y'all that when I was a little kid I was mean? I was mean and selfish. I really was. I was a brat. I was a brat. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy. But all I knew was how I was raised up to that point. So it wasn't my fault. My mama wasn't around, and my dad had to work all the time. So us kids had to raise ourselves. Yep. And that was so long ago, the 1960s. It was so long ago now that it's starting to seem like a distant dream. Like it's just a dream that I was a little kid. I'm going to have to start getting some sewing done. But I'm trying to get that tablecloth embroidered. We'll see. Something wrong with this chair. You hear that? Something might be wrong with this chair. My Uncle Bill never did try. He never did try or meet Mary Jane. But I do believe that if he had have met Mary Jane, he would have appreciated her. Because he was always tense and, kind of a, nervous person, always was. That nervousness ran on my mom's side of the family. A lot of my kinfolks were nervous, and they'd drink alcohol because of it. If only they had had this. This is a lot healthier. But, yeah, Uncle Bill. My Uncle Bill, he was, him and my mom were half Cherokee Indian. Because my grandpa was a Cherokee Indian. And I have a picture of my grandpa standing beside my granny when they were dating each other before they got married. And he was real tall. He towered over my granny. My Uncle Bill was over 6 foot, real tall. Uncle Bill towered over me, but his daddy was taller than he was. And my cousin Johnny, my Uncle Bill's son, he's real tall. He's over 6 foot. Yeah. But I've noticed that, that I was thinking about in that picture of Grandpa Alexander, the Cherokee, is standing there, his shoulders, holding his shoulders up high and back like that, the way mine do. Because I don't see other people's shoulders that look like mine do. And then I got to thinking about Uncle Bill. Uncle Bill's shoulders were like this too. And I just wonder if that's a Cherokee thing. I don't know. But I think it's cool that we got some Cherokee in our family. I think it's cool. Shoot. But Uncle Bill he was a real special person. Oh my gosh. He was a sweetheart, and he had a sense of humor that he had the best sense of humor you ever heard. Man, he could tell some jokes. He loved to hear jokes. Oh man, he could tell all kinds of true stories about the history here in Texas, because he was a Texas history buff. He loved to read up on history, of the Old West especially. And yeah, oh man, I miss Uncle Bill. Amen. Man, it's a lonesome feeling when most of all the older folks are gone. It's a lonesome feeling. Now it'll be one of us next. Might be one of my brothers, or it might be me, who knows? But I don't feel like I'm going to die anytime soon, but you never know. If God says it's time to go, you can go. I mean, just like that, you can drop dead. Never know. I had a hard time getting that lit. Don't bogart that joint, my friend. Pass it over to me. Y'all ever hear that song? I haven't heard that in years and years. Don't bogart that joint. We used to say that, don't bogart that joint. That means don't hog it to yourself. Yeah, back in the 1970s we'd say that. Don't bogart that joint. The 70s were cool, man. They really was. It was a cool time. Every decade was unique. Every decade. Yeah, for thousands of years, everything stayed the same, and then all of a sudden, here come the industrial age around the 1900s, late 1800s. That started, and since then, every decade has been different, 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 different. Things have just drastically changed all over the world, since the industrial age started. Every decade it changes a lot more. It's changed a lot. The world has changed a lot. Ooh, since the 1970s. And especially since the 1950s and 60s. Well, the 1960s when things really started to change. Yeah, well, anyway, just personal observations. I'm just talking about personal observations. Now, somewhere over there was an object that I wanted. I'm going to have to get up and go see if it's over there. Hold on just a minute. Well, I can't find it. I keep losing them. I keep losing them. I guess I'm losing my mind. Because I cannot keep up with them things. Hold on, I've got one more over here. One more. Get this stuff out of there. Now, there. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I was looking for this. So I can put it on this. There. Yep. Yep, my granny and my Cherokee grandpa, they had both been living in Brownwood, Texas, and that's how they met and they got married. I have no idea how long either one of them had lived there or where they'd been before that or anything. I don't know that much about family history. I wish I did. I would love to know more about my family history. I wish when I was younger and they were still alive, I wish I had thought to ask them about their life and to listen and learn about their life so I could have had these memories. But I didn't think to even be interested. I guess I was dumb. I guess I thought that they didn't have a life until they started being my grannies and my grandpas. You know how youngsters are. They don't realize a lot of things. They think the old folks was born old and they was always old. They didn't have a past or a childhood, you know. We didn't think they did. I remember Granny and Grandpa's house over here in Imperial, where they lived. That house that Grandpa built for them to live in it. I remember, I have memories of times over there. Wonderful, precious memories. Family memories. My granny and grandpa and aunts and uncles. They were great times. Great times. It was a lot better than the Waltons. It was better than the Waltons, I'm telling you. Yeah, I had some good kinfolks, good people. I don't know of any one of them, aunts, uncles, or great aunts or great uncles that were bad people. I don't know of any of them that was ever spoken bad of or anything. Yeah. And I give God the thanks and the glory for that. At least the ones that I knew of my ancestors, they were all good people. Yeah. Yeah. If any of them older folks had been alive long enough to know about all the things that me and my brothers did when we were teenagers and in our 20s, oh gosh, I guess they'd have had to go to the nut house. Because back in their times, people didn't do the things that we did. Yeah. Yeah. We pulled a lot of stunts. Oh my, crazy stunts. Well, I guess I should say good night. So, I guess I will. Good night, y'all.